Hey guys, good morning. Thank you very much for being here. My name is Daniel, and I'm here today to tell a story to you. A story of how we went from idea to market in less than 6 months. I'm here to share our experience on creating new products with Google Cloud Platform. I have been working with Google Cloud Platform for more than 5 years right now. I'm a Google developer expert, by the way, but my main job is being the head of product engineering at CI&T. CI&T is a Brazilian company with subsidiaries in Japan, China, Europe, Canada, and the United States as well. We have a lot of talented people, and we are really proud to be elected the Google Cloud Partner of the Year in 2014. We got this recognition last year, and part of this recognition came from cases like this one here, the Coca-Cola Happiness Flag. You saw the video today at the keynote, right? Coca-Cola Happiness Flag is a global market campaign from Coca-Cola to FIFA World Cup 2014. The campaign was, the World Cup is for everybody. And the idea was to connect people all around the world, getting photos to create this huge photo mosaic called the Happiness Flag. We created a system that engaged users on social networks, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We created websites to allow users to submit photos directly to Coca-Cola. We converted text to images. We did a lot of things. And at the end of the campaign, we had millions of images. We did everything using Google App Engine. For computer workloads, we stored this massive amount of images on Google Cloud Storage, and we used Google Compute Engine for specific workloads, such as advanced image transformations. And the result is here. The Happiness Flag was unveiled during the opening of the World Cup, and the overall campaign was a huge success. At this point, we felt we had a very special set of skills. We had this strong partnership with Google. We had great developers, a lot of Google certified developers, by the way. We had been working with machine learning for a while, and we had always been heavy users of Google Apps and Google+. We knew we could do something remarkable with this special set of skills. And we did our company website. Sounds a little bit frustrating, right? Well, not actually. Our company website is a very cool website. It's a card-based website, very responsive. It renders well in a different kind of displays. It is social connected, so it's really easy to get a post from Google+, for example, and leverage that post inside our website. And it's smart. We are using machine learning and recommendation systems to provide a custom experience for our users. We are putting what is more relevant on the top and what is less relevant on the bottom. Actually, our website was so cool that our customers wanted it. And we started a new line of business based on our website. Today, we have our website running on more than 25 companies, including very large ones. We were excited, but still thought that we had zero product. That's because every time we needed to deploy a new version of our website, we were still taking from 1 to 3 months to do that. Because we need to do a lot of customizations in terms of look and feel, a lot of discussions with marketing areas if card is a good InDesign strategy or not. We need to handle feature requests. And we wanted a very, very scalable product in terms of business. We wanted a software as a service product. We wanted to move from 0 to 1 product. That's why September 2015, we ran a design sprint. A design sprint is a methodology from Google that allows you to move from idea, discuss this idea, prototype this idea, and validate this idea with users. And we did everything. We did everything by the book. We got a lot of people inside an auto room, and we converged, we diverged, we prototyped ideas, and we validated those ideas with users, customers, prospects, and at the end of this period, we had the vision of our first product, and we called it Smart Canvas. And I want to share this vision with you right now. Smart Canvas is a system that allows you to tear down silos, to connect people. And we want to do that in a very smart way. So we allow our users
to inspire more and more knowledge and ignite great ideas. What if connections could be made automatically to propel the most important thing? To bring people closer together, to heighten ideas and solve problems together.
Of course, at that point, we just had the idea. The video came later. So now we had the idea. We just need to build the product. And that's the story I want to tell you right now. And to help me tell this story, I want to introduce you our gang. They usually help us with announcements, with customer support. Today, they agreed to help me with this presentation here. And we are going to do a little role-playing game. So let me introduce you. First is Lorenzo. Lorenzo is from Italy, very sophisticated. He's going to be our UX expert. We have Olivia. Olivia is from Australia. She's very tough. She's going to be our Scrum Master. We have AJ from Jamaica, addicted on Android technologies. He's going to be our mobile developer. We have Liam. Liam is from the United States. He loves Scrum, Polymer, AngularJS, all the web technologies. He's going to be our front-end developer. And we have Tanya. Tanya is from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. She likes samba, and she is a nerd. Yes, it's possible. Tanya is one of that people. I'm the second one. I don't know if we have more. There's just one person missing. Our hound, our grumpy, lovable product manager. And Apollo agreed to play our product manager today. And he's the first one to say, OK, we have a deadline. We needed to get the product done by the event, Teamwork 2016. The event, Teamwork 2016, is a huge Google event that just happened in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. And Google partners all around the world came to Vegas to know the roadmap, to talk with Googlers, to network with Google, with other partners. And it was very important. It was a really good opportunity for us to introduce Smart Canvas in this event, because we could get some customers, perhaps some reselling opportunities, but for sure, we'll be able to get valuable feedback. Smart Canvas was designed since the very beginning to work very tightly coupled with Google Apps, seamless experience with Google Apps. So being able to show Smart Canvas to those partners was really a big thing for us. That's why we needed to move from idea to market in less than 6 months. We needed to hit the ground running. And when it comes to hit the ground running, I like using Google App Engine. I know that for most of you, using Google Compute Engine, using infrastructure as a service would be the first choice. For me, it would be the third choice. I'd like to go with Google App Engine first. Second would be container engine, using containers deployed on Google. And the third one, compute engine. I like Google App Engine because not only because it provides fully abstraction of infrastructure, so you don't have to worry about load balancing, high availability, stuff like that, but also because it provides an architecture for you to develop. It provides some mechanisms such as Memcache, task queues, so it's very handy when you need to hit the ground running. We used Google App Engine for Coca-Cola. We used Google App Engine for our website. We had the expertise, so now we decided to use App Engine again. So Olivia told the team, guys, we are going to use Google App Engine. And that triggered some reactions, right? Some people were not very happy with that decision. Oh my God, is it really flexible? I don't know, I'm afraid of that. Some people were willing to use containers. So, well, you're not going to use containers? Well, are you sure that? But we got some very important support from our senior developers. Thank you very much, Tanya, for the support. And we decided to go with Google App Engine. In terms of user interface, Lorenzo asked us to use material design. Material design is a no-brainer decision when you were talking about Android development, right? So AJ was really happy with that decision. Not that common when you are talking about web development. You don't see a lot of websites using material design right now. But Polymer has just gotten 1.0. And we were excited with the great website that Google did for Google I/O 2015. So we decided to use Polymer, and we decided to use material design on all platforms. Well, the back-end developers, they couldn't care less. So that's it. That's the first architecture we got. Very simple. We had the front-end tier. We had the web using Polymer. We had Android. We had iOS. All the clients consuming services served by Google App Engine. We are using Google Data Store for storing business data. Again, we could use Cloud SQL, for example, but we decided to use the simplest technology, which is Data Store. And we are also using Google Cloud Storage for storing large files, such as images, for example. And with just that architecture here, with just these components, we were able to allow our users to create knowledge, composing new posts, or bring knowledge to the product, sharing external articles, or bringing Google documents to the product. We have this amazing integration with Google Drive. We are able to allow our users to see everything in a timeline, in a chronological order, or just what is targeted to them in the For You channel. We allowed our users to create boards, topics of interest, very similar to what Pinterest does, and to curate content inside that boards. And we allowed them to share everything with other people and other teams. Everything just using these components here. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The screenshots you just saw, they were not from the first release. They are the current release right now. We polished these screenshots. We polished our user interface over time. And that was possible because we saved time using Google App Engine. And that's the value that Google App Engine brings to the table. You can start coding right away. You can deliver the first versions really fast. And you can tweak, and you can change, and you can get those feedbacks and react to them accordingly. So we were up and running. Let's talk about search. We needed to have a very, very good search. That makes a lot of sense because the idea from Smart Canvas was to collect as much content as possible, either created inside Smart Canvas or external content. So we would need a very powerful way to allow our users to search for that content later. The first choice here would be using Google Search API. We used Google Search API for our website, and the results were good. But now, we decided to use Elasticsearch because it's more flexible, and in our opinion, it's more powerful. The problem here is that you cannot deploy Elasticsearch on Google App Engine. Actually, you cannot even access Elasticsearch using Google App Engine. Ha! Yeah, told me AJ. Again, Tanya, thank you very much for the support. We can always increase complexity as needed. We can expand our architecture to accommodate specific workloads. You need to be aware whenever you decide to use a platform or a fully managed services, at some point, you may need to create a specific microservice to handle specific workloads. And that's what we did. We used Cloud Launcher to provision some servers with Elasticsearch. It's very handy because with a few clicks, you can have the servers up and running. So you should consider that, at least for the development and UAT environments. For production environments, you may need more, tuned environments so you can create your own recipes. But at least for the development and UAT environments, you should go with Cloud Launcher. And we created the search microservice. So now, every search request that comes from the client to our core, the core forward that request to the search microservice. We are using Compute Engine for that. We get the response and send it back to the clients. Now we need to index the content. We could use the same approach. Whenever a new post is created inside Smart Canvas, we could just send that information to Elasticsearch, for example, and let it index the content. We decided to do a different approach. We create an event broker using PubSub, and it pays off. I'm going to show you how we are going to expand this idea of using PubSub here. So whenever something meaningful happens inside the core, a new post is created, a new comment, a user just liked a specific post, we get this event and send that event to PubSub. And PubSub takes care of distributing this event to several microservices. Right now, we just have search here, but you are going to see how we evolve this idea. With that, we were able to create a very nice search. I love the way that Elasticsearch deals with relevance. And not only that, we were able to create cool features, such as autocomplete, for example, helping our customers to ask for the right questions. So now, our users are also able to search for content, for boards, and for teams with this architecture here. We are now up and running, and we have the powerful search. Another request, social. Everything is social right now. People don't like to feel that they are alone. We live in a social world. We are so used with applications, with apps such as Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Google+, whatever. We knew from the very beginning that Smart Canvas should be social as well. Lorenzo raised the bar a little bit. OK, I want social, but I also want real time. So we did some basic stuff. For example, we created notifications with a live counter to show how many notifications you have. We allowed our users to like, to pin, to bookmark a post, also with counters. We have comments, but we are showing a toast saying, OK, there is a new comment available. Do you like to comment anyway, or do you like to see that comment first? That's the kind of real-time thing I was talking about. And we did something that we consider very special, which is we show on the top of the post who else is seeing the same post as you are right now, in the same fashion that Google Docs does with documents, presentations, spreadsheets, and so on. We use Firebase for that. AJ came with that idea, and I couldn't agree more. I had always been a huge fan of Firebase, and I was really happy when Google acquired the company 2 years ago, and we brought Firebase to our architecture. Let me show how we did that. First, we created another microservice called the real-time microservice. This time, we are not using Compute Engine. We are using just another module inside App Engine. Why? Because it's simpler to do that. We had no reason to use Compute Engine here. And now, PubSub not only sent all the events to search microservice, but it also sent the events to the real-time microservice. With that, we can just, for example, send that information to GCM, to Google Cloud Messaging, so our mobile users can have push notifications on their devices, and we can send that information to Firebase. And it's so simple to do that. With a very few lines of code, 3 lines of code here. This example is using Java with Jersey, but I'm pretty sure that any language of your preference would be as simple as that. We can store data inside Firebase. What is happening behind the scenes here? We are building a data tree. So here's an example. We have tenants because we are a multi-tenant solution. We have CI&T. It's our tenants. We have posts. We have the number of likes, the number of notifications that we have, everything. You just need to model that information using Firebase's best practices. Here's another example for the presence alert I mentioned before. That's how to show who else is seeing the post. Very simple, very straightforward. Now we need to consume that information to get these events and react to them in the front end. And it's very simple to do because Firebase provides SDKs for JavaScript, provides SDKs for Android, provides SDKs for iOS. So you just need to create the callback and react to them accordingly. One example here, if you want to do something similar of what it did, to show the avatar of another people that is reading the same post as you are right now, you just need to write a few lines of JavaScript. Here, I'm listening to the onValue event, which is going to be triggered every time an information change in the data tree. And you just need to keep a few lists and show the icon on the top of the page. Very simple, right? So that's Firebase. And now, we are also social and dynamic. The core business, the secret sauce of Smart Canvas has always been to tear down silos, to connect people with content in a smarter way. So now it's time to be smart, and that's my favorite part. We want to be smart. We want to be magical. We want to impact our users and make them think, oh my God, how do they know that? The same way Google has always been doing with us. Let me try to explain with you the initial idea, which we think is very simple yet very powerful. We wanted to build this graph here, and we wanted to build it automatically, okay? So for example, if I have a person, I want to know what are the topics of interest for that person, and I also want to know what are the most recommended content for that specific person. If I have a topic, I want to know who are the experts of that topic, and also what are the contents more relevant for this specific topic. Given a content, I want to know what are the topics for that content and who are the people that would be interested in that content. So if you would be able to create this graph and master all these relationships, we knew that we could build something remarkable, something very, very interesting. So we created the machine learning microservice. So whenever the core needs to get some insights to amaze the user, it just sends a request to the machine learning microservice. And we also have some data being exchanged between the machine learning and the PubSub. But let's drill down a little bit in this machine learning microservice. We had App Engine integrating with PubSub. and PubSub distributing all the events, right? A new post, a new comment, a new linked share, a new board, whatever happens inside Smart Canvas, PubSub is aware of that. So now, we are sending all that information to BigQuery as well. And we are creating this huge touchpoint database with everything that happens inside Smart Canvas. Actually, pretty much the same approach that Spotify is doing. We just saw it here in this morning. Now we need to read data and crunch that information to get these insights. And we're using Dataproc for that. Dataproc is a fully managed service from Google that allows you to run Hadoop and Spark processes. And we are using PySpark to be more specifically because we have our own machine learning algorithms written in Python. So we are running everything inside Dataproc. And whenever we have the insights, we are writing it on a Cassandra database. We could use Cloud SQL. We could use Data Store. If you just want to know, for example, oh my God, what are the topics related to that person, for example, or what are the contents for that specific person. If it's something really simple, we could use Cloud SQL or Data Store. But we decided to use Titan, a graph database that runs on the top of Cassandra, because it's way more flexible to run queries on a graph. So we can run multiple nodes, and it's really, really powerful. So whenever I want to get an insight to show to my customer, App Engine sends a request to Titan, and Titan reads the data and get that information to App Engine. But not only that, we are pushing that information back to PubSub, and PubSub can send that information to our search microservice. That's really nice, because now, when a person searches for Google, for example, he's going to have content with the Google keyword on it. He's going to have boards, themes, but he also will get person who is interested in Google. He's going to get the experts of this specific topic. Think about your HR area. They want to know, for example, who inside your company knows AngularJS or Node.js. They can search for it and can get the results, the persons who are talking about that specific subject. That's the best way to do knowledge management, because it doesn't become obsolete. So here are some examples, real examples. Here's my profile inside Smart Canvas. I inputted some information. I said that I like cloud computing, Google, Smart Canvas. But the algorithms also discovered that I'm interested in cloud platform, Nuvem, which is cloud in Portuguese, and poker. I was in Vegas 2 weeks ago. People related to you, people who are talking about the same things that you are right now. So I'm in Brazil, I'm interested in Google. I may have a coworker in China that is also interested in Google. Why not put us in contact? That's what we mean by tear down silos. That's what we mean by connect people. And we can have this vision also per topic. So, for example, because I'm interested in Google, we have some people related to you. Because you are interested in digital, we have some people related to you. And we also have a channel that we call Discover, that shows posts relevant for you. So because you like cloud, there is a brand new information here for you. Because you are reading about Google, about material design, I have some posts for you as well. That's the best way to be updated what's going on inside your organization. So that's machine learning, and now we are also smart. The cherry on the top of the cake, we had our web application, we have some mobile apps, we could access those to get information. But now we want to make the information find the person. We want to cast content from Smart Canvas to external displays. We want to explore. We want to innovate on the top of Smart Canvas. And that's where PubSub pays off. It's very, very simple to create experiments using PubSub, because you just create another few subscriptions, and you can get all the data, all the events, and do whatever you want with that. And it's so simple that just one developer are able to do that in a few days. So Liam took care of that for us. We just created what we call CodeCast, another microservice add-on, whatever you want to call it. And here it is. Whenever a new post is created inside Smart Canvas, the information goes to PubSub. PubSub sends that information to the add-on, to CodeCast, and CodeCast takes care of showing that information in a television. Today at CI&T, we have several televisions showing what's going on inside our Smart Canvas. We used the container engine for that, just for fun. Not actually just for fun. We think that container is a very, very strategic technology. I personally see in the near future, I don't know, few months or few years, a great chunk of Smart Canvas running inside containers. So trying to explore, trying to get to know the containers technology right now, it seems to be a good opportunity for us to get the skills necessary to work with containers. So we did that on Container Engine. Just another example, we decided to integrate with Slack. Slack is getting momentum, not getting momentum. He has already gotten it. So whenever you create a new post inside Smart Canvas, you have this post coming to Slack as well. So that's it. So now we are smart, magical, but we also explored and innovate. And here are the results. We went to Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago. We had the opportunity to talk about Smart Canvas with partners, with customers, with Googlers. We had the opportunity to talk about it on stage, and we got another recognition. We were elected the most Googly partner of the year, which means that we are really committed to Google, to material design, to all Google technologies. We are alpha testers, we are beta testers. We strongly believe in GCP. And that we had everything. Just recapping, we are up and running. Use the fully managed services. Use Google App Engine. Start simple and increase complexity as needed. Whenever you want to increase complexity, that's what we did with search. You can always create a microservice or to handle specific workloads. Be social, be dynamic, but also be real time. We have Firebase for that. Be smart, be magical. We have several offerings from Google right now. We have cloud machine learning. You just saw it, cloud vision. We are working with that. We are playing with that right now as well. You can create your own machine learning algorithms using the whole set of big data tools that Google offers to you. And explore, innovate, create great things, amazing things, the next things using the Google technology. We are in private beta right now. If you go to smartcanvas.com, you can submit your interest in trying Smart Canvas, and I will be more than happy to whitelist your domain. I will be around to answer questions if you want to, and that's it. Thank you.